What's up, guys? Today we're going to be talking about the biggest week of the Dolphins season. They travel to San Francisco in Week 13 to face the 7-4 49ers at 4 o'clock. We're going to be talking about that. But before you get started, make sure you guys subscribe, like, and share the channel. I would really appreciate it. There's going to be an opportunity for you guys to gain some subscribers, get the channel shared some point in the video. But make sure that you guys watch all the way to the end because it'll be somewhere in the video. But let's get straight into it. The Dolphins face the 49ers in what is probably the biggest game of the week. And these two squads are at top of their divisions. 49ers at 7-4, Dolphins at 8-3. Two of the best teams in the league, in my opinion. But first, like always, we're going to talk about defense, what the defense needs to do, what the offense needs to do, how we're going to win, and then our score predictions. So let's get right into that. So this 49ers offense is pretty good. They average 22 points per game. Total yards 367. So it's a pretty good offense. They have Christian McCaffrey, Brandon Ayuk, Deebo Samuel. Elijah Mitchell did get hurt, so he's going to be out for the regular season. Might come back in the playoffs. George Kittle. So they have some pretty good players. Jimmy Garoppolo has played pretty well. But Christian McCaffrey is actually, he's on a day-to-day. They don't know if he's gonna actually play. He's questionable. He's dealing with knee irritation, so that could affect him. And their backup running back, like, they traded Jeff Wilson to us. So yeah, we're also gonna talk about Jeff Wilson, the return of some guys, and how this is really gonna turn into a rivalry game. I think that the defense really needs to force Garoppolo to force them to be pass heavy. First of all, they like to kind of balance it out. They average over 125 rushing yards a game, 243 in the air. So we need to force him to be one-dimensional. Our defense against the run has been pretty good ever since we got Bradley Chubb. So our defensive line is playing very well. We need to make them one-dimensional. Because, as you know, I know Jimmy Garoppolo is playing well, but he's not the greatest of quarterbacks. We've seen him make mistakes. Last week Last week they played the Saints, beat them 13-0. Great defensive performance by them, but it wasn't really the greatest offensive game for them. Jimmy Garoppolo had 220 yards. Their leading rusher was Elijah Mitchell, actually, with 35 yards, not Christian McCaffrey, and leading receiver was Brandon Ayuk. So not the most offensive style game, but they still did have a good game. They've had some great games where they've showcased that offensive firepower, but that's really what I think we need to do, put pressure on him. We'll talk about some more things on defense on our keys to winning the game. Then on offense, this Dolphins offense is one of the top offenses in the league. Not just saying that as a Dolphins fan, but as a football fan, they're averaging, and by the stats as well, they're averaging 26 points a game. And remember, that's including those 3 games that Tua didn't play. 3.5 games if you want to be specific. And that's still towards the top ones in the league. Over 400 yards a game, 305 yards passing a game, and 95 yards rushing a game. So more of a pass-heavy offense. We do need to be more... we're going to have to be able to run the ball. This is the best defensive front in the league at stopping the run. So we need to establish a run too, so that we can get some stuff going down the field, and we can't be one-dimensional. So We need to do that. Teron Armstead is not playing, so that's a big factor. I think that the offensive line is completely different when he's on the field, so that's something to watch out for. And then our offensive line needs to play well. But yeah, let's get right into the keys to the game, and then we'll get back to some things that we want to see the offense do and what we want to see Tua do and those receivers. So first, our first key to the game is, like I just mentioned a little while ago, is to force Jimmy Garoppolo to be one-dimensional in that offense, so that they're pass heavy, that Jimmy Garoppolo has to control the game instead of being a game manager, and force him to make those decisions. Also, our second key to the game is containing Christian McCaffrey. One of the best running backs in the league when he's healthy. We can't let him get away from us. We need to make tackles. We can't miss tackles, especially against good teams like this. Our defense can't have any breakdowns. So those are my keys to the game on defense. Then my third key to the game is to protect Tua. It sounds like every offensive line wants to protect their quarterback, but without Teron Armstead, our offensive line, those guys up front need to really make an effort to. They're not gonna play like Teron Armstead. He's one of the best in the league, but they need to make an effort to at least play close to what Teron Armstead has been playing like, and really as a group. By stopping Nick Bosa. If you can stop Nick Bosa, we've seen Tua's elite pocket presence. We saw it on at least 3 plays during the Texans game, a bunch of plays during this year. So if we can just stop Nick Bosa, I think that's that'll really help us have a chance to win. Then number 4, Tua needs to get the ball into his playmakers' hands. Now, we see that on a daily basis, but he said that it was nothing towards Jimmy Garoppolo. But he did actually come out and say that the 49ers didn't really handle his injury like he would have wanted them to. So he really left kind of on a bad note with them. And then Deebo Samuel came out saying some stuff like that we're not whatever, that we're not like that, and that the Dolphins aren't gonna run all over them, stuff like that. Some other players saying some stuff. So I expect this game to be very physical. Jeff Wilson and Raheem Mostert, I expect them to have a big day. Tua throwing the ball. This is one of the tougher defenses he's going to face. I think that he'll have around 300 yards, 2 passing touchdowns. I think that he's going to have another big game. Really, 300 yards isn't like a huge game for him anymore. It's becoming the normal. Actually, we're averaging over 300 passing yards a game, so that's actually average for him. Who would have thought last year that was average for him now? But yeah, I think he's going to have a great game. And then this gets us into our predictions. Like I said at the beginning of the video, this is one of the biggest games of the season. We're traveling to San Francisco. 49ers are one of the most complete teams in the league. I think this is going to be more of a high-scoring game. I'm gonna go 34-31, Dolphins winning. Again, this isn't being biased at all. I just think that rematch up, like Mike McDaniel's also returning. He was offensive coordinator there. Forgot to mention that he's returning there. I think our styles are very, very similar, but I think we have the better quarterback. We have the better wide receivers. They have the edge on running back. we might have the edge on corners. They might have a little bit better of a D-line, kind of equal. We have Chubb and Jalen Phillips. So really on defense, I think we're kind of about the same, especially even though the numbers don't tell that story. The addition of Bradley Chubb has been huge. So I think we're kind of the same on defense. Offense, I think we're better, have more firepower. So that's my prediction. I think we're gonna win this one 34-31. I do think this is gonna be the game of the week. And lastly, I said earlier in the video again that I was gonna give you guys a chance to get your channel shared and gain some subscribers. What you guys gotta write down in the comment section is 8-3. That's the Dolphins record. So just type 8-3 below. And if you guys aren't subscribed, subscribe. We're gonna be posting content as much as we can, edits, everything. But that's it for the video. If there's any updates on the game, I'll let you guys know, inform you guys. But thank you guys for watching, and fins up.